All right. So, hi, everyone. Again, my name is Jonathan Cooper.
Renee King.
This is Renee King, my partner. So, we both opened up Barksville Dog Daycare and Boarding. As most of you just heard, it's at the corner of Belmont and Spalding at 3301 West Belmont. I believe it was a print shop before.
Yep.
Sat empty for a while. So, we started leasing the property back in September and have been working to prepare it to open. We are currently scheduled to open on the 29th of this month in 2 weeks from today, actually. So this is just currently what it looks like. If you saw from Melissa's Google Maps a while ago, it still had the red brick with lots of graffiti. So we've now painted that gray. I hope you agree that it looks a lot nicer. The Barksville sign on the front and the dogs on the left and right of the building that you see, unfortunately, cannot be done until spring due to the weather. They will be painted directly on, and we'll have some graphics in the window that you'll see shortly, or excuse me, coming up in hopefully the next few weeks as well. So this is just some pictures that if you follow us on social media, that I've posted in the last couple of days. The little white dog, the little Westie, is mine. That's Bailey. And then his best friend Nico is our neighbor's dog. So they came in with us yesterday. So just a couple of things I wanted to share with everybody. We do have 7,600 square feet, so quite a large facility here. We've taken a lot of time to, design the inside of it to be, completely crate-free, as well as really taking to high priority the cleanliness and staff training. So when I say crate free, there are exceptions. We will have crates for dogs that perhaps, obviously, if they need to be crated for misbehavior or getting in a fight or anything like that. Or maybe some dogs just prefer their crate for eating or for sleeping at night. Those are all, things we will certainly accommodate. But for the most part, it's a crate free facility. All of our staff have or will be trained prior to opening on first aid and CPR certification. We have a big class we're all attending, except for the ones who already been certified this coming Sunday. So excuse me, we will, all of our staff will, and any new hires coming in will always be trained in that. Strict cleaning protocols. You can see here in the top center, we've actually put a pet parent viewing window in the lobby. So we will be having retail over the next couple of months as well. But when you're dropping or picking up your dog or just stopping in for something for retail, you'll be able to take a look and see the dogs as they're playing in the back. A lot of daycares don't let parents see the back. They don't take them in the back. There are insurance policies around that. And that's why they don't take parents in the back. But I wanted everybody to be able to see that their dogs are having a good time, see how our environment was clean, and not hide anything from our parents' eyes. Got about hours in the bottom center here. So 7 to 7 from Monday through Friday, Saturday 9 to 5. And then Sunday boarding will be open for boarding, but no pickup and drop offs for security reasons. So, it'll just be the staff that's inside in the back with the dogs for boarding. Any questions or anything so far?
So are you like splitting up big dogs and little dogs from each other, or what's your how are you gonna decide where dogs go? Or is there only like one giant playing? Well, it looks like there's multiple playing places.
Yeah, great question. So we actually have 4 locations. So here in the screen, you can see where the multicolor in the top middle picture, that's the front, one of the rooms that you see here. There's another one right behind it, which is also the same room that you see in the bottom left picture with Bailey and Nico, looking back towards that viewing window. If you look back at the top center picture, there's another room in the back on the left that you can kind of see the lights for. And then there's a glare on that window behind me when I took that picture. And then there's another room back on the right as well. So there are 4 inside rooms. 3 of them have direct access to the outdoor play area, which we took over the parking lot for. And then the one on the left is basically for grooming, bathing, and dog overflow as well as we grow.
Quick question. You mentioned that there's retail and also grooming services.
Yeah, so grooming might be a strong word. We may add grooming in the future, but at the beginning it'll just be baths and nail trims. And yes, there will be retail in the front lobby. It will not be available at opening. I really just don't want to staff. I'll get into 1 million dog stores, and people spend $10,000 filling the facility. And 10 years later, they're still trying to sell the same stuff that they had when they opened. I don't want that. Obviously, if you're not going to buy it, I don't need to sell it. So I'm planning to survey parents as they come in and find out, what do you feed your dog? What would you buy if it was here? And it's going to be more of a boutique. It's not going to be like a pet store with just rows of aisles and crap. It's going to be much fewer items, but more selective, more quality over quantity.
And then thank you for that. And the business model, is it a subscription-based model where for membership, or is it open to public as well, even if you're going to be using that service for just a day or so?
Yeah, it's for both. So we have, a daily rate, and then we have a membership rate. And the membership rates also, vary from 4 times a month all the way up to unlimited.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
I have a few questions, if I may. This is Audie.
Certainly.
Hi. So my background is in commercial space design, and I did some work with Canine Therapy Corps. If you're familiar with them in their space on Fullerton. So sorry, I've got some warring cats actually on my lap. So, but I think that this is a perfect business for the neighborhood and for any neighborhood really. So I would love to actually firstly know why you chose this location in Avondale.
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, we searched for probably 3 to 4 months all over the city, and if you think about a dog daycare, I could have settled with many locations that did not have outdoor space, and I wanted outdoor space. This was really probably one of 2 places really in the city that was not 20,000 square feet that we didn't need, or have apartments above it, because of the perhaps, or stuff like that. So it really was the one and only space that came in available that fit what we were looking for.
And we obviously looked at existing daycares, and there are 2, I think, within sort of a mile radius. Both of those are full, not accepting dogs. And that's something that we actually faced with our own dog, trying to get them into daycare. A lot of them are already full and not accepting additional dogs.
Nice. And then my second question-ish, this is more like leading to an open conversation that I feel like we'll have in the future. So don't feel pressured to make any response right now. So I am an experiential designer essentially. And so when I'm seeing this space, I do see a lot of hard surfaces and white. I'm sorry, this is going to be a little bit of a stretch, but just bear with me. So in designing ethical cattle processing plants, the part where the animal has to go through is required to not have straight lines or sharp corners or stark white, because it produces anxiety in the animal. So and and then also in designing for Canine Therapy Corps, or I wasn't the main designer. I was working with the designer. I was more of a project manager on that one. But the colors were kind of also brought into play, noting that canines have a limited visibility range when it comes to color, and predominantly in the yellow, green, blue families. So just some things that I'm going to note, and then we can have a conversation later if because I do really love this design, and I love the application of the viewing window. It's also something that we all had to integrate in a way. Again, kudos for such an amazing space and for choosing our neighborhood, because I think you nailed it. Yeah, I'll let you respond however you like.
Yeah, I don't know that I have one for you, honestly, at this time. I mean,
Mhm.
before we even got to paint color, we were probably 3 times over budget. So
Oh, for sure.
I'll let that sit there and marinate for a while. Yeah, so that's probably, I wanted, red on the entire, if you look at the top middle picture, the entire
Mhm.
right wall, I wanted red because it's the color of the ball in our logo. And I was told that on a cement wall, it would take upwards of 10 coats, and that was going to cost just that one wall over $25,000 to paint. So I
Yeah.
immediately said, I love my dog, but my dog is not going to look at me and tell me whether he sees white or red. He has been in there almost every day with me and plays all the time, and so is 3 other dogs. So that was sort of what I went through, just to be completely honest. In the future, as we start, doing things and noticing things, and if we notice, dogs running away from the fence because it's white, then we'll look at making some changes.
And Jonathan, if you'd love to put your email perhaps in the chat, if folks want to follow up kind of after this call, because we know that the time, in this meeting is limited, and we want to make sure folks have the ability to reach out if this. Oh, do you have a slide for it?
You did. There you go.
Okay, there you go. All right. Because I do want to make sure that folks have the ability to continue these great conversations.
Yeah, this is my personal email at Barksville, but also info@Barksville is on our website. There's chat on our website. There's email on our website. So,
Great.
and this is my, personal email as well.
We did have a question in the chat that was asking about grooming services, and I think you addressed that, but can you kind of retouch on if you're going to have grooming services, or to what extent?
Grooming services is something that we're going to provide in the future, if it becomes warranted.
Would this be another one of your parent surveys, perhaps?
No, it's really just need to, those tables are expensive, and we're 3 times over budget. We don't have a bath table yet either. So I'm going to start with the basics, and I'm going to use the building bricks from there. So who knows what we'll have in a year. I may be offering, who knows, painted toenails to poodles. Who knows? But right now we're just starting with daycare and boarding, and we're going to grow into retail. I'm going to buy the bathtubs soon, and the grooming tables will come later. Yeah, and we'll see if we can find a decent groomer. In Andersonville, you can't find a good groomer to shake a stick at, so they all seem to quit. So who knows? It just depends.
And you said the 29th will be your opening day?
That's right. Yeah. I encourage everyone just to, even if you don't have a dog, just stop in, say hi, take a look around. Yeah.
Yeah. If folks have any more questions, if anyone who hasn't already asked a question, or if you want to throw it in the chat, if you're not able to speak at this time, that would be swell. Liz, did you have any other questions?
No, I just like the dog with the ball a lot.
Good. I'll tell my friend who designed it.
I just really like it. So
so usually on these meetings, we have questions about community engagement and community involvement. So do you all plan on hosting any events, or how do you anticipate getting involved within the community?
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely want to learn to what the opportunities are in the community. As far as hosting anything, because we are dog specific, it would have to be in the lobby. I see that being a little difficult, but definitely open to, any street festivals in the warmer months that you have, or anything that makes sense for us to participate in. We are certainly open and willing to do so, and excited to do so.